Mike. Yeah, okay. It was a wrong one anyway. But so I wanted to, like, it's like interesting because people are saying that they don't really know where uh like what the disconnect is when it comes to talking to women, like just speaking to women, or just like trying to like whatever the case. Which is a weird one for me because it's like I figured like um me being my own world for so long. Oh, I didn't bring it in here, huh? I gotta go get it real quick. Huh? But me being my own world, it's a little different, I would say, than most people because it's like, well, not most people, but just like, uh, yeah, because it's like being on the internet is apparently something I need to do to be into people and get into relationships and do more stuff. But like beforehand, I never really was like on the internet. Like I was on it, but I wasn't really like doing anything because I would, of course, just be doing whatever thing, not on the internet because I was, you know, born around the time where there wasn't really internet. So it was one of those things. Let me go get this. I thought I brought it with me. Yeah, hold on. See, I guess this is the fucking of what happens when you want to just hop on to stuff without thinking about it. Oh, and it was in here this whole time. Whatever. It don't even matter. Who cares? I do. I say, goddamn. But yeah, man, it's a weird one because it's not like I haven't, like I don't talk to people and women, but it's like I don't, and it's more of a choice because I see what I see in this interesting ass. It's too much. In this interesting ass world, it's to deal with people, man. It's like, you know what I mean? To deal with people. What is it? And so when you go into a place, you go into somewhere to speak to people, because it's like, well, what is it about, like, nowadays? Because it's like, what's the question? Like, how to move around and do all this stuff. And what makes it so difficult for certain men that may not have it mentally to speak to certain people or things like that, and have never really spoken to any woman really ever, real life or on the internet, things like that. And it's like, because like I was saying, like to differentiate, it's like for me, it was because sheltered energy, because you know, awkward, you know, there's things right in the home, or people not being in the home, and other people having to raise you, not alone necessarily, but you know, duty calls, so you do what you do as a man, and things like that, right? So having those type of things kind of be at you, and already just being an introvert and all those things, yeah, it's a little tougher to get it all out. It's a little tough to just want to express easily, because at a certain time in your life it wasn't as easy. At a certain time in your life, it was very difficult because you would express and give so much, and because it was like not wanted. It was unwarranted energy being put because of what was not wanted for whatever reason at said time, And so, like I said, some people got to live a life and not have parents. And that's why I think that whole debate happens, where it's like, well, which one really is it? Better to not have parents that could kind of muddy your waters, just nobody to really, like, or is it better to have somebody that is doing their best, I'll say, to love you the best way that they were capable of doing at that time, even though it may seem like a big old one of these. Is what they were trying to do for them with the, whatever mindset they had, man. People just doing what they do and not really thinking about it. You know what I mean? So when you have that mixture, either way, right? Because people have their own ways where you can flip flop it, and they got their own. Well, your dad was actually like this, and they were there, and but they were like, they weren't there, and whatever the case. But that, for me, it was kind of more like that, right? But those things could be reasons on why. But outside of that, well, not really even outside of that, because that's probably most likely what it was for other people. Something as simple as, well, if, like, because it's that question I would see, well, which one is it? Is it more so that I didn't have someone and now I got all these things? But it seems like those people, because it's like you're going to have those traumas, your traumas anyway. Like, no matter what's going to happen, you're going to have them anyway. But it seems like at least the people that were alone, in a way, are more free. Not saying that's better or worse. I just noticed it's like they have less things. They can just, because like what is right or wrong? Even though it's, if you weren't able to contain that energy of really just being by yourself, if you didn't have the knowledge, wherewithal, intellect, intelligence, smarts, whatever you want, all the stuff, you got the survival skills down to the highest levels of trying to get it all together and contain all that rough energy, right? That's one thing. But when it's like, when you have other energies that kind of like are playing that in your mind, it's not at least just you navigating through all these things. It's not you going, Well, I know what to do because I had to do it. I know what to do because, I didn't get shown what to do. I had to go do it. I had to just know that that was something I needed to do. And I had to find ways to do it, and nobody, you know what I'm saying? That I always thought that was pretty, like, man, like, damn, like, because I think that's why a lot of people that are structured and were sheltered and have a way about them that may not be them, but they, they kind of like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case, look at people like that and go, man, that's kind of cool, because it's like, yeah, they do what they do, and it's like, well, what, this, that, and the third, but, you know what I mean? Oh, shoot. At least they got their own mind. At least they got their own thing going on. Because I gotta fight through all the insecurities of both my parents and other people, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just, things happen in life, move around, and people do, they try to find the person. They trying to find the people, so it's like, still like that, And so, I think about it sometimes too, because it's like, yeah, but they don't have any baggage. It's just a straight go for them, whatever they want to do, without having to navigate as much through their mind and feelings and whatever other things that may stop their instincts and intuitions. That's really, you know what I'm saying? That's, so when I, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. And like I said, I naturally, apparently, because I read through whatever stuff, you'll get the awkward pauses and all the stuff, and there's just, so there's a certain fit. And so when you know what I'm saying, approach something, when you approach a woman, anything I'm saying, but when you approach a woman also, because I'm leaning into relationships and things like that. I mean, everything's a relationship, and that's why I love, I can talk about whatever because it's all real, But when we're going, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I don't know how much of how much people really like put thoughts and feelings into things. But when you do go to finally decide to say, hey, you know what I'm saying, let's try it. Screw it. Shorty cute. Let's go for it. Fuck it. There's so many things in life that, like, is real life things. Because, like I say, I think it's kind of interesting how people will, like, I've heard the details being given. This is why a person would not want to be in a relationship. These are the reasons why most people stay single and stay away from people. These are the things, like, they give the whole list and then say they don't know why it's hard for men to be men, which, you know what I'm saying, or people to approach people and, essentially still get rejected. I mean, I think that's on one part what it is. People want people to reject. Life wants death, death wants life. I mean, you can't miss one without the other, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you gotta approach, because, like, it's a natural thing. I don't think, I think, certain women don't want to be rejected, and I think they're losing that because there's no one approaching them anymore, and they can't really figure out why or what makes it. And it's like, well, most of us are still going through trying to not live out our shadow work, in real time. We're trying to live it out as we go, and we're not trying to take our time actually figuring out what it means first. You know what I'm saying? What is all of this first? Why are we here first? Well, what makes us move first? Things like that. Not why, but. And so instead we just kind of move accordingly and try to date with it and it's like again, I would say like ego and all this other stuff is just, well, it's there, you have one, but the reason why you work on it is because, yes, you still need to know how to use it. You still need to know, what it means to have it. Things like that. So, like I say, when you approach someone, it's not just like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like, talk you up, us have a good time. Me act like I don't want it until I get it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have a whole scenario in my head before I even, like, before, during, or after the fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, because it's like I'm saying, people, like, you got STDs, you got trauma, drama, llamas, you got, old relationships. You got so many things to deal with that people are refusing to step into, to look into before they start dealing with another person. It's accumulated so much now. Like, it's not really a question. I know people know why. When because like I said, I'll have a whole scenario in my mind of like, what, you know what I'm saying? Well, what if this person does? Is even, what even is this? Or it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, because it's nowadays, like maybe 10, 15, 20, but that's the thing about it. It was so weird. It's like, I even thought about it. It's so odd. Like, man, I am this introvert. I am this person that's not really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying to get, I still, like I said, I talk to people. I get, I talk to women. I get, this, that, and the third, and whatever. Even though I'm this nerd dude, even though I'm this weird dude, even though I'm the awkward dude, I'm still able to pull. But it's like, at a certain point, man, it's like, you do want to only find certain things. One person, this, that, and the third. But then at that point, it's like, it's, when because there's so much to look into. And then, if, like I say, because it's like, if you're not approaching something, you're looked at as something that's not, right? But it's like, when I'm not approaching things has usually been when it's easy to kind of like go back and forth with a person. And so I would still say that goes back into desire, and that's not cool to run down, a path to go down, right? Because most of the time, just doing whatever I was doing, and then before you know it, boom. I didn't, there was no stress in the first place. Things were just going to be what they were going to be anyway. If anything, I just needed to lay back, you know what I'm saying? Relax my mind, you know what I'm saying? Get loose, you know what I'm saying? Things as such. But to be all stiffed up trying to like do something, I think that's more, in a way, like it's weird, because it's like, that's more of a beta thing to me, or like a whatever it's like, not to say you don't do it, not to say you don't try out, but I'm just giving on why, because I heard the one part where it's like I said, it was like, but apparently dudes aren't strong because they don't approach women anymore. When you don't know, especially if she is cute, especially the point that I see, that I've seen throughout history, is this weird transition where you see what's happening, but people don't know necessarily what to do with what's happening, because it technically means that everybody has to kind of stop doing what they do to stop what's happening. and they don't want to do that because why stop what they're doing? But it's like, I don't know. It's like I said, the cuter and sexier you are, the more I have to now go, and that's subjective, of course, but it's like, I'm just saying that when you know that this person, this woman has things on her mind, she has things to do, she takes care of herself, things like that. Let's go there. Things like that, right? When you know that she has an upkeep that definitely brings her what she wants, if she wanted it. That doesn't seem like something I'm into. As weird as that may seem, because it's like I say, there's a separation now of like, well, I don't know what it is. Because like, this is like what it is. It's like, what am I speaking to you for? If this whole world is lying to themselves, and I'm just speaking to you to get something from you. If we're being honest and straightforward with ourselves on what it really is, if I'm talking to you as a man because I want something from you physically, especially like I've heard, and it seems very often true, if that's all you're choosing to offer me, not even able to or whatever, if that's all you're choosing to give me, because there's all types of plethora of things we could do to make money and do other things and get opportunities. But I'm saying, as adults in this moment of dating and relationships, what else is there other than that? Because that is the goal as a main function as a human being. We ain't here to do much of nothing else. So if we know that that is the outcome, but we see nowadays, I gotta make this nowadays, what life really is with people, how quick you can move, how easily you can move, in and out, boom, boom, and nobody none the wiser, right? It really makes you question, is it just the person trying to get theirs and moving on? Am I gonna be severely down and out, and 10 years later, a big old headache and lump on my life, you know what I'm saying? Big old supposed speed bump that I had to go through. Is it like, what is it that I'm gonna have to deal with because today's times have put us in a space where we can no longer just be happy-go-lucky and cool with life? Like what that is. Cause like that's how I was seeing it when I was listening to it. It was just like, dude, but that's all I ever want to do is just be like, what up? Build boom, done. Communities done, boom. Hey, let's go. Everybody happy, cool. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this getting on this internet is weird for me. I want to go make stuff happen with people somewhere, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta do this and other things to make it happen, apparently. Like I said, getting on here is just like, you know what I'm saying? I've only been here a couple months. Like, truly on it to really express what everything, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah, that's what it's like when you do, it's like I said, and that's the weird thing, because apparently most dudes ain't just approaching nothing at all and ain't even trying, because that's what I say, for me it's kind of weird, because, well, I was a kid at a certain point, you know what I'm saying, and now, you know what I mean, so it's like, getting to that age where, because it's like, but even before, I would see, like I say, I was even told that in charts and stuff like that. It's like looking around, dude. It's like, well, I know that. Well, I don't know if he know that she. Maybe they shouldn't do that, or shouldn't. I don't know. I guess do it. Well, I'm gonna just chill over here, cause I don't know. But I do know what I got going on, within me. So that's something. Look at that. Even if I don't, because it's like, what I'm saying? Even if I don't know what the feelings is right now, because I'm still trying to navigate through life, and I don't know what feelings I'm feeling at the time. At least I know I got them. At least I know I can go through them. At least I know I can. I don't know what I'm doing going through them. I could just be doing anything, but I'd rather be here in my own head, doing what I want to do, feeling like I want to feel, than always try to like be Mr. Sex Appeal. Like I always gotta be next top model type vibes, and it's not who I am. I gotta go be Mr. Money Man or Mr. What they call it, the pickup artist dudes, or what, what I'm saying, all those things. And you try to be them because you try things out. You don't want to just not do nothing, and you want to learn and try to like go do, and what I'm saying, and talk and try to be that or do that or whatever the case, or just anything really. You want to try shit out, and you just realize, man, there's, what I'm saying, it's like, dude, but there's cooler things to do by yourself, or what I'm saying, like learning different things, and maybe getting in shape or something, or some shit like that, what I'm saying, or something. But yeah, man, which is weird, because like I say, me only worrying about myself and doing stuff for me, trying to like just like hone in, I don't want to be, what I'm saying, Mr. what I'm saying, I want to have fun too, what I'm saying, I want to do stuff too, and so it's like, I gotta figure out how to go and actually still like, because like I say, I talk, and I realize, man, I don't even know what the point of this is. I could be going doing some stuff I need to go doing, whatever I need to be doing. And then I realize, like, damn, well, I gotta, what I'm saying, fuck, what I'm saying, I can't just like not, what I'm saying, so I gotta like, what I'm saying, do something. And so now it's in the mix of like trying to get that back together, but it's like being by myself so long and just only worrying about me is like, I get, I crawl out the cave, nah, I don't know what's going on, but, what I'm saying, I don't know what's happening, but y'all got it. Whatever it is, y'all got it. I believe in it. I believe you. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? I believe you, dude. I don't. I trust it. I believe you, and that's what's up. But see, in this world, but that's all it has always been. Like I said, I have been, and I kind of say it's kind of been a good thing, to say the least, man. To be real, it's like, okay, I didn't have all of the different social skills and all this stuff and whatever like that, right? But I can say I've been fairly spiritually clean. You know what I'm saying? You have certain little encounters, man, but outside of that, dude, because it's like I said, you try stuff you want to see, you want to just, You know what I'm saying? And me having my experimental mind, dude, it's easy for things to just slip up. To just go awry. But, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, staying real cool with it. Just like being happy that, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of good to have your own energy and just being cool with you having your own energy. Ain't nothing wrong with having your own energy, man. You ain't got to attach yourself to every single thing or person around here to have your own energy. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to keep your own. You know what I mean? And so that's why I think it's so tricky, because it's like, I mean, it's so, I think people see at a certain point, even if you approach someone, you know, it's like, or even if you get approached, it's like, there's so many factors, and that's where I think the I don't knows come from. There's so many factors that you have to look into before you deal with a person. And you have to really question if it's even worth it or not. In today's time. Because there are a lot more people around here, but it's like, what that really mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go out into the world and realize, oh, but there's only so many people. You know what I'm saying? There's only a certain type and only certain men. Like there's only so many people. You know what I mean? Even though there's a lot of them, there's only a certain amount of them. Mentally, there's only a certain amount of them. Physically, aesthetically, there's only a certain amount of people. Kind of like, you know what I'm saying, you can do, you know what I mean, counties, cities, you know what I'm saying, things like that. You can go to fucking, you know, states and goddamn countries and goddamn continents. Yeah, there's a whole lot of landmass. There's a whole lot of little cities in there. But there's only fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but there's only that. If you're really looking at it, there's only, you know what I'm saying, green. There's only blue. There's only, you know what I'm saying, there's only these types of minds and ideas. And I think people see that in real time. At least I'll say. But that's what I see, dude. People, like, well, why don't men approach women more often? And it's like, do you know how much of something you don't know what you're gonna get? You have no idea what you're gonna get yourself into when you now in today's times deal with a person. Oh, what's in a wonder ball head? Oh, truffle nut butter head. Oh my. So yeah, man, it's too many hoops and loops. But I could just begin on my 1-2s. You know what I'm saying? It just seems way easier to, you know what I'm saying? Makes more sense. I can do bad all by myself, man. I don't know what is this. Like I said, when you got a question, is this person gonna try to take something from me? Is this person gonna try to do something? And it's like you don't want to think. You don't want to have to think all these things that you're thinking. But when you know that the world is what the world is, kind of like when, you know what I'm saying, because people be like trying to like say that, you know what I'm saying, but like, dude, humans are doing this. Like, people like to say like, like we use different analogies and things, like, because somebody said the wolf is like the ape, you know, whatever type of long distance predator, whatever like that, to where, you know what I'm saying, you know, they'll exhaust somebody real, you know what I'm saying, you can run for days and they'll still be with you, and like that they'll exhaust you until they get you. And I was like, yeah, but like that's what humans do. Well, we're not supposed to, like, because humans, we know it was like, but we needed something to say humans, but not say humans, but it's humans. But we're talking about humans. But we want to have this thing where, like, we're not saying human, even though we mean human. It's a thing, and it's like, yeah, that's what's got us fucked up and confused. But, and you're questioning it, that's what's got us all, like, I was like, but we as humans do that. And he was like, well, it's like, it's a story to say about humans. Everything is being sold to you. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, everything's being sold to you. So it's like, yeah, it's all about us. And we're trying to make it like to find enjoyment, which I get, but that's the confusion. It's like, but are we forgetting that it's about us? Like, we're just getting lost in the fact, oh, pretty lights. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it was the whole allegory of death, and, you know, death always being there until, you know what I'm saying, the end, and, you know, you realizing that it's always been there with you the whole time, and, you know, waiting for you and stuff like that, just to strike and stuff like that. Like, but it's like, I was like, well, yeah, humans do that. We exhaust animals all the time. I mean, that's how we survived. That's how we were able to make it. So it's like, through a marathon, through doing it until it's done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it seems like an interesting and long pursuit to deal with when it comes to relationships in the dating world, because it does kind of seem like just grab anything and anybody that doesn't have an STD, that doesn't, you know, that ain't about that much bullshit, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got that much crazy fucking nonsense to deal with and things like that. It does seem like that is the best route to go. Like, just find anything that ain't that much fucking crazy to deal with and just take that and be happy with it. Because it's like, what you are most likely gonna have to deal with, you probably don't want to deal with. And that's a rough one, you know. But, you know, it's scary because it's like, well, why would I even want to have to deal with anybody? I want to enjoy people. I want to enjoy my moment while other people are also enjoying their moment, so we can enjoy their moment together. Type. But that's not it. It's not what, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, and that's what my thing is. It's like, it's so simple to be like, what's happening, girl? What's good? What we doing? Let's do it. You know, we did it. Let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? Let's go do this too. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's find this thing and do that. Make that happen. And you actually be like just cool with doing that. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, be combative and give me all, you know what I'm saying? I want to do my own thing, and now I got my own dreams, and I don't want to do what you do and this, that, and then, but then, and it's just like, man, I don't want to deal with all that. I don't want to deal with all that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird thing where you have what you want to do in a direction that you want to take things, and you know the vision you have of how you want things to play out. And the person that you think would be there for you to help you along with said vision is only there to sabotage it. Like they're only per their request or not. If they don't know or not, they have no idea or not. Like that is a goal, even if they don't know that that's a goal. And so when you have that many things to deal with in today's times, yeah, it's rough. It's not easy. It's not easy to just like want to. Man, you just walk up, talk to somebody, and lose your life right there and there. You could be set up. Somebody comes from behind, jig you up, give you the good one, and keep moving. You don't know nothing about nothing no more. You don't know what could happen. And that's wild as hell. And that's what I mean. It's like you really have no clue of what you're getting yourself into with dealing with people nowadays. There's too many masculine women. It's too many opinionated women. There's no question about it. Like, it's being put to the side for a person that is assertive, or a person that is grounded within themselves, or a person that has their own mind but knows that mind is used to help other minds, and not to give opinions. I mean, you can have opinions as a woman. I'm not saying that, of course, because that's what it is. But putting it towards something, not just having opinions that must be brought to action. And if not, straight Terminator style, you know what I'm saying? That ain't it, you know what I mean? But also because, like I always say, man, I speak about it, but I also don't want to be the person that only, like, harps on women, because it ain't it. But it's like, if we can get enough of these dudes to see what it is, too, and speak on this so we all can see, it's like I say, man, but it's tough because both sides are full of something, dude, some spirit, some disease, something, dude, where both sides are really at fault when it comes to, like I said, man, I stayed back for the most part, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but when you know what I'm saying, I can see that a lot of these dudes don't, I guess, know or speak on it, or maybe because they are, they are traumatized for real, and kind of under a spell of, like, a woman's opinions, a woman's thoughts and feelings and things like that, and not, like, they don't matter, but not looking at your own to see what it really means. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really looking at yourself and sticking to what you know is right for you outside of another person. Like that type of strength, I would think. Like, it doesn't really matter, but I think that's the thing, is that a lot of women are equating now being unapproached to being weak and not having confidence, when it by no means means that. It by no means is that. It's, like I say, going through all these hoops and loops. It's not at this point. It's not having the confidence or to be strong or whatever to do, because you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I can see, because it's like, you don't want to talk to me because what you weak, you think you can't handle it. You gonna lose yourself mentally. You can't blah 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 la 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 la. It's like, no. No, it's not any of those things. Is it even worth it, dude? It's not having confidence. It's not being a strong. It's not any of those things. It's not that I can't, that I even don't want to talk to you or engage with you. It's how does this play out for me, and is it even once again worth the hassle? Like, there's some hassle that's worth it. There's certain things that it's okay, we're going to have to struggle for this, and that's okay. That's one thing. But to go through all of that for nothing and knowing that a person's not going to, like, that there's a time bomb to it. That there's something ticking. To where they're only going to be with you so long. They're only going to deal with you for so long. No matter how good you are to them, no matter how well you treat them, no matter what no matter what ends, it doesn't matter. You know that they're not going to be there for long. It's like, to have that mentality, knowing that a person won't stick with you for the long haul, but you will. It's like, even if I ain't got nothing to my name, man, as long as I got something for me, you know what I'm saying? As long as I know I got something I can work towards, that's not going to, like, slow me up mentally. That's not willing to work with me to help this ride along, to help this spaceship along. We not streamlining, bumping almost up in the fucking cabin and shit, fucking, you know what I'm saying? We trying to stay steady and shit, and we bumping and slapping, you know what I'm saying? We ain't streamlining. And so, you know what I'm saying, when you see that and know that is most likely the outcome, is that it's just going to be a very bumpy, turbulent ride the whole way through, and then not even get much out of it, and I ain't even no gas. Ain't even got no gas in the jet now. You ain't got no gas in the jet no more. You had things that you wanted to do as a man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and now you can't. Now you trying to. You thinking you gonna meet somebody through desire, thinking that you're gonna get something out of them, do something, like you think, because it's like a vision. I got a plan. I'm trying to do this, but it's like that ain't even, because that's what I'm saying. It's this weird thing where it's like, but if you see most dudes successful, they're not really even. It's a byproduct. It just happens. It's not a search for anything. It just happens. If anything, well, today I could pick. What is she doing? What if she feel like, maybe I want her to come do this with me. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, I could get her to do this next week. Something like that. Or is she messaging them, hey baby, what you doing? Or he got his choices, or they already knocking down his door. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no. So I think that's part of it. I'm just speaking on society because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with it. I've never really dealt with it. Now I have no choice but to deal with it. So here we are dealing with it. This is it. But it's like, this is what I see. This is, when it comes to all the emotions that you haven't dealt with, like I said, all the diseases you don't want to deal with, all the people you don't want to, like, it's just everything when it comes to, it's just a lot. It's a lot to Now-End-Dayz. It's a lot to have someone to deal with a person. Which that's what's confusing me the most. I don't personally get. I've always wondered, like a traffic jam, like how the hell that work? I've always wondered, how does this work? When you have an endless supply of road, more lanes than you can possibly imagine or want or ever need, still gridlock. What is that? How you do that? How you do that? How you do that? Like, what is this? We got every access of every single thing we could ever need in the world. Don't know how to talk to nobody. Or don't want to talk to anybody because you can see, like, nobody knows how to talk to people. Or don't know how to talk to themselves. People thought it was so weird back in the day. No, don't talk to yourself. That's weird. Don't do that. That's weird. Don't you talk to yourself? Nobody talks to themselves. Nobody, like, talks to God. Nobody, like, speaks on things in their own mind. Nobody checks in and is like, hey. But it's like gridlock. It's like, what is that? We here. Everybody here. What's the gridlock about? Is it the cheating? It's got to be like I know it's got to be mostly cheating. Excessive drug use, hard drug use. People not caring who they go around with. Single people may necessarily not caring. And I think that when you have so many people just eat, sleep, and fucking, drinking, numbing, being caught up in their own world, still dealing with the past and the present, and anxious about the future. This is what you get. This is the product of it all, it seems. Because these are the warning signs. These are the things you have to worry about when approaching someone. I want to have experiences, but not those. Not those. Not those. We can have better ones. We can have these. Let's have these. These experiences are cool. But that's why I'm looking at it as nowadays. It's like, dude, man, it's like, I can't think as openly as, because like I said, nowadays you have a person that doesn't know how to talk to a person. Because that's what they did. That's all they did. And so when you gotta now, like, you can't talk stupid to a person nowadays. Think about it. You could just talk any old way back 20 years ago. You just do whatever you want to say, whatever you want to. I mean, some people, of course, that's the whole thing weird too. People still do the things that people, I never, and then it still happens. But I'm just saying, it's funny how there's this wave sometimes of, like, it dwindles. It's not as, to when you look back, it is like, wow, actually, but it's kind of funny how more people spoke like that. Maybe. I think it was just the highlight of certain celebrities, it made it seem like the overall of things, but that's a whole nother. But, you know what I'm saying? It's like people don't know how to talk. Because now when you're in the age, it's like, you see that, like I said, back in the day, because you can go 50, 60, 100, however many, but it's like through the times of these moments, it's like, when you actually have to, like, think about what you're going to say to a person, and them have the capacity to be able to actually speak back to you, actually make something, be able to do something, when you actually can do it, you know what I'm saying, and you learn it, and you'll match, you actually like each other, you're actually really cool. You throw away the dumb egos and things. You don't get rid of it, but you don't let it consume what you're trying to do, the goals that you're trying to accomplish. You don't let them muddy it all up. I don't understand it. Like I said, that's why I see it as like people don't want to deal with you because they don't want to deal with themselves. Because I think if more people were able to deal with themselves, they'd easily be able to have the capacity to be able to deal with you, because you would already be included. But because they haven't done the things they need to do to be able to include you, it won't work. Because, like, anybody can work with anybody. Does that person have the mental capabilities of being able to work with you? Do they have the emotional IQ to be able to work with you? Or is it just a hot mess and you're just doing a bunch of stuff and hoping for the best? And you're just like, there's no real direction to any of this. Bars. You know what I mean? What is it really? What is it really? Oh. So yeah, that's what I see it as. What else do you do with that? We can all be here just doing whatever we want to do. I just been waiting. I don't know. Not waiting, but just like, that's what I'm saying. Is just doing whatever I do, because it's like people have to figure out how to like catch up, or just like get it, dude. Like I don't know. Like we're here. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. Like we're here, and we have everything we need, and for some reason, like I think it may be because we have everything we need, and so we don't need to work towards anything. Like I said, I thought that was also so interesting. It's like you go through a situation that's catastrophic, and for some reason we know how to come together. But when we seem to like maybe find this somewhat homeostatic equilibrium space, still chaotic as fuck, but when we kind of like don't hate each other that much, and we don't, shoot and bomb each other that much and things like that, or because it's weird, like we're more pressed for like earthquakes, and like when Mother Nature does something, we're like, oh my god, everybody come together, let's do all the Laugh Factory fucking joke lounge special help hotlines, you know what I'm saying, like let's do all those, and we'll donate forever, we'll do all that forever. So yeah, but it seems like that's what we'll do. We'll do more of that. We'll do more of help to do like natural things, but like when we do it for ourselves, we kind of don't want to speak on it, because I think nobody really has like there's no foul play necessarily that can be called to the naked eye. But that's another story. But natural disasters are a little bit more easier to deal with, because it's nobody's technically really at fault, I would assume. But of course now, because people are involved, you have politics, things like that. And so it's a little different. So yeah, man. It's not that I don't know. I don't see it as men being, but that's what I said. It's a whole weird thing with me because it's a little different. Because even though I'm an introvert, I was, I didn't have internet, so it was more of a must back then for me to have to talk to people. Even though it was more uncomfortable, even though I can be more comfortable on the internet speaking to people because I can be in my own little space and bubble and things like that. But, now it's moving into this age of like people thinking that they can do more things online instead of doing things with people. And like I said, it's hard enough to find people that you can actually work with to be able to do more things online. If that's where you're going to choose to continue to make, clearly that's where it all is, money. But, it seems like more people want to do things online and try to make a way like that. And that's clearly not it. So, like I said, it's weird. It's a weird space, like I said, being in between it all. Because like I say, man, even though I could have been more comfortable starting on the internet when I was young, it wasn't there really. Like the actual internet where you can do all of this, right? Where there was Facebook and MySpace and all this, I didn't have that. But like I say, able to speak to people and try my luck and get rejected and all that stuff on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm learning that it is more, like I said, that's why it's a little mix up. Because personally for me, it's not necessarily a thing to go out into the world to speak to people. Like, not saying I can't do it, and that's my deal. I'm looking for stuff to do now, and take some pictures and shit, you know what I'm saying? We're like, I just want to take some pictures. You want to do whatever like that, man. Get a good sweat going, things like that. Whatever the case, man. But just like, talk about stuff, learn, you know what I'm saying, do some yoga or whatever, stuff like good old, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case, man, it's easy to go for it. Let's do it, you know what I'm saying. I just feel like I'm more inclined to want to like build something, to like make something, which is the whole thing, because apparently you don't need to worry about that to make the money, because you kind of just, which is what I'm saying with this whole thing, is you don't need to pursue to get, you know what I'm saying. It's not really a pursuit to get it. It's going to come to you if it's meant for you. The whole patience thing and all that stuff. Whatever. Whatever that means, whatever. But, that's the whole thing. It's like, are you really even supposed to do it? I think of his approach being like, man, you know what I'm saying, the whole garden thing, if you know what I'm saying, why not let that be the approach? I'm building this whole thing up. I'm teaching, I'm learning, I'm being more of a student than anything. I love, to learn. That's why I love to like give stuff out and inevitably be a teacher, that's just kind of like what it is. I don't ever want to boast and brag about being something like that. I'm a student and I like to tell people stuff, which like I said, in turn makes me a teacher. Even though I'm not really teaching anything. Shout out to Dolo. I'm just reminding what you already know. Hey! So yeah, man. And it's fun. It's fun to see all this. But that's what I'm saying is this is a big old friction experiment right now. Everybody's clashing together and trying to figure out this world. You know what I'm saying? Now we're just mentally and verbally and emotionally beating each other over the head. Like I said, there ain't no World War III physically, you know what I'm saying? But it's certainly trying to figure out why there's so many women on this planet that don't want to deal with men. That's also a thing I'm seeing. There's so many people, so many women on this planet, but for some reason they don't want to deal with dudes. And it's like, well, what is that? And then they say, well, it's toxic masculinity. And we all go, even women go, I don't know, I don't see what you mean. I see that there is men that are being men and apparently have to force themselves to be men more so, even though they're, like I said, they're learning how to like actually be men because they don't know what being a man is, and actually bridging both masculine and feminine, not thinking that it's a girl thing, pink girl, blue boy, but not confusing it is that you can have that and still be a man. You can have this and still be a woman. A woman, you know what I'm saying? You can have an assertiveness to you and still be a woman, still be feminine. You can have both energies of men and feminine and masculine and still be hard up if you want, and still be a man, and then turn it on when you need to. That's still all there to be possible. But when you think that you're a man and you think that all you gotta do is do manly man things, you know, and not build in any other type of way other than, like I said before, monetary gain. Like I said, people are trying to get out of this drunken stupor, if you will, and actually having to give real thoughts and opinions and feelings and all this stuff. And not, you know what I'm saying? Actually have to, like, be given and it makes sense. There's so many people that have, like, just numbed, like I said, just lived lives and just didn't really check in. That there's a lot of energies you're kind of missing out on. No, you don't have to, like, just suppress to be this one thing, you know, or suppress to not be this one thing, because men suppress to try to be masculine and women suppress to try to be masculine, I guess, or give more masculine traits because, you know, you gotta stay focused, you gotta you're stressed out about your 9 to 5 and I'm on business. That's what you're stressed out about, and so that's what it's like, so that's why you numb and do what you do. And so, like I say, when people try to, like, talk in this numb state, it's kind of hard. You know, it's kind of hard to speak on people, speak on things. You don't even know what you're talking about because you don't know, you don't feel, you don't see, you don't think. You have no clue. You just know that you need to do things. Like I said, it really begs the question if we're even really at this point, supposed to even be dealing with each other. Like, are we even supposed to deal with each other? Like, and that's like, dude, that just sounds like the fucking worst. Like, that's the way we're going nowadays. Well, we gotta really question if you even want to do this. Like, they're doing too good of a job, man. Like, make it make sense, dude. They're doing too good of a job, man. We have to police ourselves. We have to find ways to mitigate ourselves. And it's weird that we have the capabilities. We are here for each other. But it ain't no we. And it ain't supposed to be, apparently. It's not enough of us doing any of this to actually make something come of anything. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. I don't want to seem like, because I'm definitely not one of them depressing dudes like that, dude. It's like, when I say I don't know what I want to do with this, it's because I don't know what I want to do with this, dude. It's like I said, other than just trying to do and build and do and try to figure out what I need to do for myself and actually find to, like, really try to just go for the things that I feel are for me. Outside of that, dude, it's like, what? You know, we could all be having something. We could all be doing something that we can see fits. Like, if you see me, and you know, this is what I like to talk about. You know, I do fitness. You know, whatever the case. You know, yoga. Like I said, you know, I'm in the mind. I'm doing all this stuff. Do those things, so we can all do those things. And I'm not even saying with me. I'm just saying that is more so the thing to do. Do or be this person and try to find people to do that with. But you know, like I said, because it's so everywhere, dude. It's like, what is even speaking on any of this stuff? It's so chaotic. It's like, what do I do? What do I speak on? You know what I'm saying? I can have advice. I can give advice. I can do these things. But nowadays, at this point in junction in time, it doesn't seem like we at least gotta let the dust settle. But the issue is, I've learned, not always when the bomb gets dropped. That's usually not the most devastating part of if anything, those are the lucky ones, for the ones that, you know, compared to the ones that have to deal with it after the fact. So the ones that got taken out by this big old boo, you know what I'm saying, with everything going on with people nowadays with dating and everything in relationships. You know, the people that are either married, they don't care, just whatever the case, you know, just whatever it is, that's one thing. But for the people that are still trying to, or still would like to have people to build with, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, man, that's what I personally see it as. Yeah, man, nobody ain't got the good charismatic gifts, man. They lost it through all the shit that they put in their body and all this other stuff, bro. And like, that's where we at. That's what we're dealing with. You know, like I said, you want to say, you want to ask, you know, why, what it is, and why it's like this, and why this world's so hard to deal with, and all this other stuff. It's like, well, if we're honest with ourselves, we can truly see why, or what it is. We see what it is, why people are the way they are, and why it's hard to approach women and just give whatever you want and just say what you want, and that's just what it is. It's like, it's not fun no more. It's not cool no more. Like I said, I didn't get it, and I didn't want to get it, and I'm glad I didn't get it because I ain't getting nothing from it. And that's cool with me, man. Yeah, most of the time it's a scandal. Most of the time people get into what they get into is a scandal. And something's going to come up where, like I said, they got something that's popping up that they ain't deal with or whatever, then now they got to project it onto you and do all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's a headache. It's a headache to have to deal with most people nowadays that don't want to see what they could truly do in that moment to not have lives be harder for themselves and others. Like, we already all struggling. We already having a hard time doing all this. What makes you think that I want to deal with your bullshit even more so? But I can't bring you none of mine. I can't tell you nothing I got going on. I got to stick with everything and keep it by myself. That's not a relationship. No, I'm not supposed to be crying all the goddamn time. No, I'm not supposed to just be pouring my heart out all the fucking time. And, you know, like, yeah, man, but it's a time and place for certain things. But if I'm unable to give a person something that they cannot process fully when I tell them something, that's when things go off the rails. About as simple as that. If I tell a person, hey, this is what I need you to do or what I'd like to see happen, and there's friction and resistance and problems and negativity and other things, and I mean, you don't think about me, and you don't do this thing, and you don't do that, and you don't give me this, and you don't do this and that, and that. Well, it's kind of hard to do all of that right now in this process, especially in this world, dealing with this economy, with these people. Now-End-Dayz. Do you think, it's hard enough just to keep the peace in my own mind. And then, of course, that's a fight. That's a whole fucking what you call it right there. Not conundrum, fucking, you know what I'm trying to say, not epitome, nah, what is it, you know what I'm saying, one of them. That's a whole thing right there. I got a fight within my I guess you could say oxymoron, I think it's something else too, but that's the whole thing right there, where it's like, I got to fight in my mind just to keep the peace, and I got to fight with you too. I would say we gonna fight. Let's say we fighting on which, you know what I'm saying, which boat we doing trying to get on, which jet we trying to fly, or which, you know what I'm saying, with fucking, that's. Look, man, we already rode on the ATVs 4 times this week, man. Let's freaking ride the fucking 3-wheelers or the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Let's go on the hover bikes or some shit. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Let's go do that. That sounds way cooler to argue about. You done spend another $1,000. Come on, man. I told you the budget was only $1,500. How we gonna spread it? We got $20 billion other dollars, but hey, you know, so we just try to budget this right here. And I'm just want to say, it don't even matter. It don't matter. We arguing about something that's so trivial, but I'm just saying, I'd rather argue about stuff like that, man. We got two more deals we got to deal with. I told you not to make that deal to get this money. We could have made this deal to get that money or something. That's a way better argument. Let's argue about stuff like that. Let's do that. I want to talk to this millionaire. Let's talk to this millionaire. We got business deals with this dude. Or we got this thing on. I told you not to go do another whole thing. We had to go do this thing. Let's have arguments like that. Not, oh, well, I don't feel right today, and so because and this and that's why we can't do this and this that the third and this is why we can't and I didn't like the way you kind of when you said the thing you did when you said it because you were saying the thing and you kind of said that thing you said with it. I just like it when you did that. I just don't like it. I just like it when you like it when you like it. I don't like that. I don't like it. Please don't do that. Please. I don't like it. It's like, can we have arguments about not that? Like, I don't. So it's like there's more to it because you can get all of that out and make that happen to where I would think that when you do it, those arguments will happen because things will flourish to where you don't have to think. You start somewhere, but like I said, people. It's a whole thing, man, and that's what I'm saying. Is like you gotta not think about it. This whole hour and a half, damn near half. This is what it is when you go, man. Is it worth it? This is all of it. This is all of that. All of what I've just, boom. You I don't know. and still jump into them and still just do it. Sometimes just do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's just because you really just don't know and you kind of like, it's like, dude, if I don't do something though, if I don't do something, I don't try something though. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do that, man. I want to have, you know what I'm saying? I want to have an argument and go back and be happy and smile that I had it. You know what I'm saying? She got what I was saying. You know, we about to do something, some new stuff about to manifest, materialize. We about to do this new thing too. Cause now she's, you know what I'm saying? So you want to do that thing, you know what I'm saying? We about to do that too. You know what I'm saying? We about to do it, dude. We about to fucking do it now. Yeah. I'm saying we had that one thing. We fucked that shit out, dude. You know what I'm saying? We was fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all that mattered, man. We was getting it in, and then, you know what I'm saying? We actually had a real get together before and after doing that, and now we got cool stuff, and now things, you know what I'm saying? We actually was able to break it all down. We was actually able to have a good time together. We didn't stop it because, oh, what somebody might think, or we, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That it's that full expression when you really not thinking about nobody. When you really don't have this person did this and that, and that's why I can't think about this, and that's why I can't deal with this person because this person was that, you know. When you in that full expression, and that's tough because both people kind of have to be in it for it to really work. But when you're in that full expression, when you're not really thinking about nothing or nobody, when you talking, it's just because you talking. When you feeling it, it's just because you feeling it. You don't really question or think about like why a person is doing what they're doing. You just go, yeah, this is what they do because they're doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? When it's that real shutting away, it's tough sometimes when you have to like, it's like getting it out. It's like, you know, once you get all the nerves out and you finally can just, that's the best way I can explain shadow work and all that is when you. And you do all the stuff and it's just, and when you finally like shake it out, do your squeeze and pump and fucking, you know what I'm saying, do whatever little hobby you do, whatever, and you finally, and you put a lot of, you know, energy and passion into it, you finally get it out and you're just like, ugh, you're like, oh, thank you. And it's that full, it's like, you don't feel drained, you know, you feel content, you feel light, you feel airy, you feel good. Feel energized. You feel like you can still, even though you laid back, you still feel like you can do something. you mentally still feel like you can stimulate. Things are still popping and crackling and things happen. You don't feel like sluggish and slowed down. A real expression, But it's not, like I said, people hide behind anything and everything to avoid said expression, to actually give that expression out on how they really feel, and to not really have to question what a person is going to think about it. Like, no sugarcoating, no, like I've said before, no TikTok dances, no, no funny comedy, no nothing, no hiding behind anything or no anybody, or you being able to do this shit by yourself, dolo, in your mind, having separation of all other things. But not even separation, it's not even like that. It's like knowing that it's all there. Like, I think that's what they mean by the whole one, because it's like you just realize when you are able to compartmentalize, if you want to break it down like that, and say that, oh, this is this and this is that. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? It's a tough one but it's like just having it all, but not having it. Like, it's not everything's consuming you. Like, that none of this is what you need to be dealing with. It's a nothing, but it's all there. It's there, but nothing. You know what I'm saying? To be looked at. So when you have all these things coming at you in life, you know that it ain't you. This ain't me. I don't need to deal with these things, these people. I can boom, I can fucking defense. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, all that good stuff. But yeah, when you got this many things to deal with nowadays, I can see why it's so hard. I can see why people have such a rough time dealing with other people. Most of this could be done in moderation. But like I said, people go overboard. And it ends up, that I can't talk to you. It's about as simple as that. I take everything I just said, realize I can't talk to you. It's not, I'm scared. It's not that I'm unable to. It's not that I wouldn't or won't. It's not that I can't. Do I want to? And is it worth it? Word.